G'day there and welcome back to the $100,000 to $1 million challenge. We've had some really nice consolidation in the market recently, and in this video I'll talk about all of my trades over the last fortnight. Please note the information contained in this video is not financial advice and is purely for entertainment purposes. In today's video, an overall look at the market. All my buys from the last fortnight, including BloodLoop, Gaimin, Cluster Protocol, Mazze, I believe is how we can say it, Mintlayer, my sales of DuckDAO Red Pill, and we'll finish up with a look at the portfolio today. If you find value in the video, please help the channel out either by liking the video or subscribing to the channel. All trades that I take are logged in the Discord channel, and you'll find my full portfolio in there too. So to begin with, an overall look at the market. This is the Bitcoin weekly chart over the last 4 years. Now, down here is where we started the challenge, kind of around about here, put in a really solid bottom. Since this ETF news, here's the ETF launch here, it's been really quite the run. We went through all-time highs here and pretty much put in an SPF up here, and over here we've got a nice tail rejection. The end result is that we've got a very nice defined range, pretty much 61k to about 73.5k. Pretty good defined range, and for me, the longer we can stay in this range, the better for the market overall. It's looking really good, and we're just experiencing, at this point, hopefully, just a nice, slow growing up in price for Bitcoin. And in terms of the flows, in my last video 2 weeks ago, 835,000 Bitcoin held by all the ETFs. Today, or I should say, the week that just ended, 833,000 Bitcoin. So relatively flat. And that's actually quite nice. There was some large outflow days there. They've been balanced out now by inflow days. And over the last 2 weeks, for me, it's really nice to see that we're just balancing out and not going too crazy right now, because consolidation is really a good thing in this part of the market. Now, in terms of what I've been buying, I am tier 6 on Certify, so I'm eligible for the private sales. BloodLoop I've been hanging out for a long time. You can see here that for the private sale, I mean, the allocation is, it doesn't sound that large, $85, and I got that at a 23.8 million FTV. There's the vesting, 5% at TGA, 3-month clear for 15 months, and then public sale, I got in at 10 cents, $211 worth, so all up about $300 worth, and that one's got friendlier vesting. Now, personally, I think when this launches, I am expecting around a billion FTV. So, I mean, looking at it in terms of, let's say, just the public sale, that's about a 30x. Obviously, I won't get all of my allocation at once. I'll only get 2.5% for the public sale or 5% for the private sale. But irrespective, I think that initial unlock I get at TGE should be enough to cover my investment, even though it's quite small. Now, obviously, I'd love to put in way more for something like this, but it's just difficult to get a piece of it. Gaimin. Now, I had a chance to buy this earlier. I had a chance to buy $1,700 worth at 0.0025. I passed. I just thought it's just a lot of smoke, a lot of mirrors, a lot of hype for not that much substance, in my opinion, because I've been following Gaimin for quite a while. Then what happened is Certify said we're going to launch Gaimin, and at that point I knew, okay, well, you have to get as much as you can, because getting that certified tick of approval does say a lot. And so for Gaimin, I was able to secure $428 worth at 0.0029, which is, 290 FTV. That is super high for me. I wasn't thrilled about that high FTV, but at the same time, it ticks enough narratives. It has enough hype. It's launching on Certify, so you just got to go for it. Now, in terms of the 12% I got at TGE, I did sell that at 2.5 cents, so just over an 8x, I think, and recouped what I put in. So, that's nice. I still have 88% to come, and whatever comes will be profits. And it was a nice sell, because at this point in time, it's trading just under 2 cents. Cluster Protocol. Now, I'm very light on AI. I'm way lighter than I'd like to be. I've paper-handed Render, I've paper-handed a cache. I've put in recently into some relatively large proportions into some more speculative AIs, and they haven't turned out well. But I'll continue to try to invest into as many AI projects that I think have, a good chance to really make it. Aether, I put in a bunch into that. I've got 4 nodes coming. I'm really looking forward to that. So Cluster Protocol, I put in 2.5K for this. Now, I won't talk about which launchpad or where this is, just because a lot of these groups that I'm in at the moment where they're doing raises, they don't want you to talk about it. Seedify is quite public, so that's fine. Other launchpads are generally quite public as well. But for this one, I did put in 2,500 at an FDV of just over 22 million. The vesting is not amazing, but I've heard that the chances that this will be launched on Seedify are quite high, and so because of that, that's actually enough for me to just go for it and try and get a decent position size into this. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Now, in terms of buys on the market, Mintlayer for me, we're looking at something which is a Bitcoin layer 2, which has all types of partnerships happening. Basically, any new kind of DApp that's coming out on Bitcoin layer 2s, almost whatever's coming out at the moment is generally partnering a lot of the times with Mintlayer or involving Mintlayer in some way. So I feel that this is a really strong project. You can see that I bought initially here at 35 cents, paper handed at 40 cents. Okay, my bad. Went and chased it at 60 cents. And here on this retrace, at the 618 retrace, I've gone and picked up and added a little bit here at 40 cents. Now, there's a lot of reasons here for me to pick up. This is the weekly chart. We've got the double top. That's measure move is pretty much played out. We're going to print, it looks like, pretty much a green hammer on the weekly. Stock's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm willing to hold it through whatever pain comes or anything really. And with a FTV of 180 million, I do see this really moving up. Now, it's hard to say numbers, but I have strong conviction in this one, so I'm definitely going to be holding this one strong and seeing where we go. Okay, now this Mazze, very speculative on my part. I read through all the docs. Basically, if you follow Eunice Wong on Twitter, she said, look, I think this is going to be a huge project. Get it now before it lists anywhere. I was pretty late. I'm in at 8.2, so I'm pretty much in this candle somewhere abouts. It's not my usual style, but there's nothing you can do at this point because we're talking an L1 with an FTV of 40 million, so you kind of have to just go for it and live with the results. I don't love the project. I read through all the docs. You've got anonymous devs on there, anonymous lead devs even. We'll just have to see how it goes. Very speculative, but certainly risk reward is there, so I took a shot. In terms of sells, Beam, I sold some at 4 cents, which is just over a 3x in terms of my average entry, and that was just a little bit of a sell just to get my initials out. Now subquery, here's the subquery chart. I was really excited about this project. Here was the launch, couldn't get your tokens, got them about here. This is a daily chart, and then the price basically came back and teased the IDO price of 0.012. Now I held through all of that because I had conviction in this project. I still do. Got to about 2x my entry and still had conviction in it. And up here I've taken out I've taken out my initial basically at a 4x, and so for the rest of it I'm willing to let it go. It's nice to have that kind of position where I've taken my initials out and I can just let it do what it needs to do. So I have high conviction in this project as well. I think it is a legit competitor to the graph. Now we'll see how that goes, but that's my opinion. They were the first to do indexing on base chain. I'm pretty sure that when Telegram actually has their mainnet come out, I reckon that they're going to be the first to have indexing on that. They're just a really agile, quick team. So I'm looking forward to how this continues. Now, number 3, DuckDAO. I'm really glad because I staked this 90 days ago. I've just been waiting to unstake it without penalty. Finally got it out. I bought it at $2.10-ish, so I've lost 30%. Loss cost me about 2,000 and something odd. I'm glad to be out of that, to be honest. Basically with DuckDAO, it was a case of you buy the tokens, you invest in deals. As soon as you sell the tokens, you lose any investment that you've put in already, which for me is just not something I can work with. So I was just waiting to get it out, and so really glad to get out of that. And then red pill here is basically I just want to try and limit the number of tokens that I have. I mean, excluding, let's say, IDO coins and excluding airdrops, I just want to manage 30 coins, and so I'm just trying to trim here and there. Red pill, I'd already taken my initial out. This little bit that I trimmed here was like $100 or something, so it wasn't much. It's basically nuked, and it's just to clean up a little bit. Okay, so let's look at the portfolio today. 313, 341. As I said in all my videos, we're going to bounce around. It's going to be volatile, but really for me, it's just the end goal in sight of $1 million. That's what I'm focused on. Now, if we just move down here, I mean, we can look at something like, let's say, Sovereign, where the holdings and my profit is the same because I've taken my initial out. Same as Beam, my initial's out. So these things, I'm not planning to do anything with them, just monitoring them. And when it's time to sell, I will sell. Now that time could be 8 months from now. It could be 20 months from now. Just have to really focus on the market and see what price action does, see what the inflows do. So there's a lot of variables there, but I'm confident that I'm confident that I'll do the best job that I can, and I'm really happy at this stage to have these working for me. Now I've highlighted paid here. The reason being is that I've staked 150,000 paid, so I've got 38,900 in my wallet to either buy some more and get up to the next 75,000 that I can stake, or to sell. So far, if I compare, let's say Certify, where there's been IDO after IDO after IDO, and compare it to paid, where there's been one IDO, and I look at what is upcoming for paid, they've got these projects no one's heard of. They're doing gigantic raises. There's still no word on when they're gonna have them. It's not looking great for paid right now. I'm not sure what the deal is. I know they're always generally slow. They always talk a lot. They take a long time to get things going, but this is really slow. And so I am considering that I will sell this kind of surplus 38,000 that I have, just so that I can free up funds to go into IDOs, because at this point in time, that's what I really want to do. You just want to stick money into IDOs, stick money into raises, and that's potentially something I'll be doing. On the second page here, nice to see something like, say, like Subquery, all my initials are out, so I can just let them do what they got to do. Something like Wild World, it's almost all out. Manta's been disappointing for me. Now I am up 33% on it because I'm in at 225, but I'd expect it to do better. So it is something I'm considering cutting. We'll see how that goes. On to page 3, and Altura is also something I'm considering cutting. Now I am up, reasonably well on it, but it's just not doing for me what I need it to do, and there's just a lot of things out that I'd like to get my hands on, and I don't want to have to worry about more than 30 positions. So that's certainly on my potential cut list. And on the last page here, a couple of cuts potentially. Neutron, I'm in at 125, so I'm pretty much a break even, but it just hasn't gone on to do what I was expecting to do. Down here, Frax, I'm really surprised Frax hasn't taken off. Really surprised. It has the RWA narrative. I know some of the tech is a bit questionable. I don't know why they do things the way they do, like with the e-staking it's a bit weird. I'm considering just freeing up that position. And a green one here, NetTensor, I mean, really went through the walls with this thing. I'm in at about 21 cents, something like that. And this thing nuked down to 5 cents with a lot of FUD, but they're listed on MEXC coming up very soon. And so that's taken price all the way back up to almost my entry. So I'm happy about that. Down here, Virtue Cloud is one of my worst performers because I put 5,000 in for this, and we're down 77% here. No choice but to hold this one and hope that it comes through. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. I'm aiming to be back in another fortnight's time, so until then, let's always be looking for an edge. Take care until next time, and thanks for watching the $100,000 to $1 million challenge.